This is how I decompress. Find a remote spot out in the woods, hang up a hammock. Try this again. This is gonna work now. Oh boy. Woo! Now what? What's going on? Damn. Did that break? And sometimes stay the night, but usually I just come for a couple hours, maybe cook some bacon or something over a fire, have a cigar, and just sort of unplug. I need it. Man, I need it. It's kind of adventurous for an old guy. You know, I've seen 4 bobcats, not today, but within the last year. I've seen horse snakes. I've seen what is it, a rat snake? It was awesome looking. Those are the coolest ones. I've also seen, I always forget the name of them, a whip, a coach whip. Have you ever seen a coach whip? They like jump. They're the fastest snakes in Florida, non-venomous, and the best predators. You'll find them sometimes on the beach, on the sand. But I was walking through tall grass, and the snake just like jumps up next to me and flips in the air and takes off. It was so fast I couldn't even get a picture of it. That was weird. I got these cheap old cigars today. God, backwoods. I mean, we're going backwoods today, baby. I didn't have time to grab anything nice, but this should be just fine. What else? I saw right over here by a little creek. I saw a water moccasin, cottonmouth. It's the same snake, and it was big and it was older. I think you can tell if they're older because it was dark. It was really dark, almost black. And man, I followed it into the stream, and it took off underneath some. Don't ever stick your hand in a stream. I'll tell you that, because it went like underneath some brush or something. I don't know if that's its home or what, but it's right over there. I saw him about a year ago. All right, we're gonna try this old backwoods cigar. But I try not to think about. I try not to think about politics while I'm out here. But I think I'm going to talk about it with you just for a moment. It's about the half-cent sales tax, the infrastructure surtax. They want to renew it. They don't deserve it. I did a show on this, and a surtax for infrastructure is a half-cent tax on anything you buy in Bay County. And it raises hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of 10 years. It's a 10-year tax. And the half-cent sales tax committee, or whoever's promoting it, they are bragging that they've done, I think, 64 projects for over $1 million, $100 million, $100 million over the past 8 years. In 2 years, it expires. So there's a big sales pitch to get you to vote for it. And you actually will be voting, I think, November 8th. It's coming up. Anyway, they don't deserve it. Even though an infrastructure sales tax is the fairest tax for infrastructure, as opposed to, compared to what? Compared to an ad valorem tax. And they're going to scare you and say, if we don't get this, we're going to have to raise your property taxes. Well, then you're getting your asses voted out. Here's why they don't deserve it. Look, we need infrastructure. God knows, don't we? Potholes, stormwater problems. But they promised 8 years ago in 2016, if you just vote for the infrastructure sales tax, oh boy, are we going to fix all your problems. Is stormwater better or worse than it was 8 years ago? Are the roads, is traffic better or worse than it was 8 years ago? But Bernie, there was a hurricane. Yeah, and Bay County got more than $300 million in FEMA money. We're talking about more, if you really look at all the money that they could have used to fix infrastructure, it's $500 million. $500 million in the last 8 years. Does it look like it? You know what it looks like to me? It looks like a slush fund. Even though this is the fairest way to raise taxes for infrastructure, needed infrastructure, the people in charge right now, the Bay County Commission, and most of the municipalities, Panama City is the worst, are absolutely untrustworthy. And I believe effing crooks. So, you don't deserve it. These people should be kept far away from public funds. More corrupt than New Jersey and New Orleans. So, I hope the half-cent sales tax fails. And I hope these jerks try to, because they're insatiable, because they want to hire their contractor buddies, and promise that this time they're going to make the stormwater, make it so that all the homes in Lynn Haven and elsewhere aren't flooded. And, let me tell you something. Do you know what could have been used for infrastructure? And they're popping up all over the place in different municipalities. The tourist development tax, what do they call it? The bed tax. Do you know that the TDC paid Mark Sheldon, former mayor Mark Sheldon, who owns Gulf Coast Jam, ever since he started the company, I think, 2015, 2016, something like that? He was paid, his companies were paid more than $1 million a year for like 9 years to market and put on Gulf Coast Jam and Sand Jam for seed money, startup money. That is well over $10 million, probably close to $15 million. As the mayor, he was getting that. Do you know what the TDC could have spent that money on? Infrastructure. But instead, it was a slush fund for Mark Sheldon, the Gulf Coast Jam guy, who was also the mayor. They could, and you know what County Commissioner Robert Carroll said? He said one time, why would we spend TDC money on infrastructure when we have the half-cent sales tax? Well, you may not have it much longer, Commissioner Carroll, who is also the engineer of record for most of these St. Joe and other big developers. The county commissioner is also the engineer of record. It's a money laundering scheme. And they don't deserve it, even though if we had honest elected officials, it would be the very best way to fund infrastructure. But they're not doing that. They're just not doing that. So I hope everybody votes. I hope it doesn't pass, because we can't be giving them that money anymore until there's accountability for what was done with it. Oh, I'm done. No more of that, okay? I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'm out here to enjoy myself, to unplug. Let's see if this is anything. Bernie, why do you need tobacco? Why do you need tobacco and booze, Bernie? I don't need it, I want it. This is America, right? We don't get just what we need. That's a different country. That's where we're headed. But we get what we want in America, right? Tobacco and whiskey and other things. Here, I'll step back, Jack. People say, Bernie, you shouldn't bring a 9mm in the woods. It's not a 9mm. What am I, Joe Biden? Anyway, all right. Wish you were here. This is nice. I'm going to sit in the hammock. Enjoy my little backwoods. Hey, this ain't too bad. Actually, it's not terribly bad. And unplug for a little while. I'll talk to you soon.